Hey, welcome to the channel. Thanks for stopping by. It's been a while since I've talked into a microphone. Or at least talked into a microphone for something that wasn't like a random Discord call or for my job or something like that. Hey, you're here, I'm here, and I kind of wanted to talk about something. A recent hot topic is this whole physical games thing with Sony and their ending production. But my thoughts on it, I don't like it, but it kind of did get me thinking about my library as a whole, like my digital library, because I do have a really large library. I don't have a current number. I mean, I have my Steam number. Right now, my Steam digital library is around 700 games, right? It feels like a lot. I can't imagine having that many games on my shelf if they were physical. So yeah, that feels like a lot. But then a few years ago, I had actually cataloged. I went through every little box of games that I had, every binder, and I also went through every online account I had. I went through my Epic games, my Xbox, my PlayStation, and I looked at every single thing that was owned or like tied to my account. And after it was all said and done, I have this. I'll put a screenshot of it. I made this little Google Sheets document for it all, and when it was all said and done, I had about 1,800 games in there. And this was 3 years ago. It's changed a lot. A few weeks ago, I had gotten rid of a lot of physical games that were games that I'd never actually played anyway, so it wasn't a big loss for me. It was I told myself at the time, okay, that it's better for those games so that they have a better chance of being played by someone else than by me, because they were just sitting in a box collecting dust. Or even worse, I didn't have it, but I had heard about disc rot, right? Where your games or your CDs or DVDs or movies, they just start rotting away. Really sure, I haven't looked too much into it. Right, I heard about that, so I didn't want that to be happening to things that still had life to them, you know. So when I went ahead, took those to a local shop and got them rehomed, I guess is a kind way to put it. I don't know, but either way, this list has changed a lot. I mean, I can't really change the physical games, or the digital games rather, but the physical games has changed a bit. But digitally, it's bigger. For one, it's been like 3 years since I went through all my digital games and cataloged them. But I'm looking at the number, it's like, would I really miss? How many of these games would I actually miss if they just disappeared? I don't know. There's not a lot of games in here that I would feel terrible about losing. I'd feel worse about the save data. If it's a game I've completed and I actually like, then I'd feel bad about losing the save data. But I don't know. There's not a lot of games on here that I played. There's so many of these games I haven't played. A lot of these games, a lot of these games were part of bundles, I guess. Like, this collection didn't really start growing. This library really didn't start growing until Humble Bundle came out. And at that point, my Steam library was pretty small. Like, less than 50 games probably. But once Humble Bundle came out and you could start getting games, bunch of games for reasonable prices, because it was just thrown together. They were making crazy bundles back then when they first started out, but nowadays it's mostly software and like like PDFs and online courses and audiobooks, or I don't know, they've expanded a lot since then. That's how my collection really started growing on the digital side. For like Xbox and PlayStation, those ones grew over time because they always do their monthly games, you know. And Xbox doesn't do it anymore, but they used to do their gold games. Like, if you were a gold subscriber, you got a game every month. And I think if you stuck with it, when the Xbox Gold program ended, a lot of those games you actually got to keep. And that's why I have a bunch of Assassin's Creed games, and I think a few Forza games and some other random arcade games that they gave out on Xbox Gold. But now I have them just part of my Xbox digital library, and that's just where they are. Speaking of the Xbox, I don't actually have a Series console or even an Xbox One anymore. I had traded those in a few weeks ago. So now I just keep the 360 because it's, one, moddable, and two, it's nostalgic, and I like having it around. I still have the Kinect for that thing too, just for the fun of it. Like, no one's gonna really give you a ton of money for it, so why bother getting rid of it? Just hold on to it. Doesn't hurt anything really, and it's, you know, less e-waste. And I probably need to go through my digital library and just take a look and like put a star next to the games that I actually do care about losing. And then I think that's a good idea. You know, put a pin in that or something. Looking at this sheet, I can see that I have way too many Lego games. I think I've only ever completed one Lego game in my life, and that was Lego Island. So does that even count? Because these, I have a lot of these movie-based Lego games. Hello, brother, you gotta let me talk. When's the last time you've really looked through your digital library? If you have a large one, there are a few games, you know, that you can't really have a physical version of, you know, these live service games, all that stuff. But I haven't really dedicated time to a live service game in years, probably. Anytime I played Fortnite, it was probably only for at least one season. I don't think I've ever done more than 2 seasons in a row, and I especially haven't touched it in the last 2 years. When it comes to my physical games, I do enjoy having them, but I don't exactly enjoy how much space they take up. I know on YouTube, you can see a bunch of videos. Oh my god, dude, you're just yelling to yell over me, and it's getting crazy. What are you yelling about, dude? Anyway. Oh, on YouTube, they just have everyone's got, especially the bigger YouTubers, you know, they've got their huge collections behind them and everything like that, which is fine. You know, that's how they want to go with their hobby or celebrate this hobby. Huge collections. They always have the IKEA bookshelves just filled with games, and I used to have one IKEA bookcase, a few shelves filled, but even just having that, I did not enjoy it. So now all my games kind of sit in their own little sleeves. I don't have the plastic cases for them anymore. I did keep all the manuals and the covers. That's all in a shoebox, sealed away, so if I ever do need them. What are you doing, man? I'm just rehashing, I guess, whatever. I'm agreeing with all the other gamers, right? I don't think anything I've said is anything new. I'm kind of just adding my voice to it, but either way, I'm trying to get back to enjoying games these days and just easing back into the hobby, trying to not take it as serious or waste as much money on it as possible, right? So I could probably talk about that in a different video. I do appreciate you being here, and I'll see you in the comments. Thanks.